The Gorgon's Head by Anne Terry White.
Acrisius, king of Argos, came home from Delphi with a heavy heart, for he had received a dreadful oracle. The priestess told him that no son shall be born to him, but he shall have a grandson, and by his grandson's hand he'll die. Planning to avoid his own fate, the king hid his only daughter Danae from the sight of men in a house of bronze, all sunk underground, and carried out his cruel plan. When afterwards even Danae was isolated, a son was born to Danae with Zeus as the father, and hid the baby from her father's sight. The king discovered the baby and was more than ever filled with fear. He dared not to kill little Perseus. Instead, he had a great chest built, placed Danae and her boy in it, and set them adrift upon the sea. When the dawn came, in the island of Seriphus, Dictys, a fisherman, saw the chest and took both of the pitiful mother and the helpless child, and there in the fisher's folk home. Perseus grew up because of Danae's beauty, King Polydictys. Dictys' brother fell in love with her and made her his wife, but the king hated Perseus and challenged him for a bold adventure, and that is to cut Medusa's head.
Perseus accepted the challenge and began his quest to find Medusa. In the middle of his perilous adventure, he saw Hermes and helped Perseus for his quest. He told the demigods to be equipped with weapons and seek for the Grey Women. He also gave his sword to Perseus, for Medusa's scales are hard as metal. Perseus took the sword from Hermes, when suddenly a sudden brightness in the sky beheld the goddess Athena descending towards them. She gave her bright shield to Perseus, for he will use it, look into it as he approached to do the battle, and will see the Medusa reflected this in the mirror. Perseus journeyed farther, came to the end of the earth, and found the Grey Women. Danae's son knew what to do. He took the eye from one of their foreheads and snatched it away, as one of the Grey Women passed it to her sister. The Grey Women raised the fearful glamour. Then they realized that the stranger got their eye. Being helpless without the eye, in the end, they gradually told Perseus the way to the nymphs of the north. So again, Perseus went on, this time to find the happy beings who possessed the three priceless things he needed. And when the nymphs heard the reason, they were willing to give him the winged shoes, the helmet that would make him invisible, and the magic wallet that would become the right size for whatever he wished to carry. Fully equipped now, Perseus lightly sped through the air over land and over sea to the fearful island of the Gorgons. With the help of Athena's instructions, Perseus swept down to the nearest shore and took the chance to cut off Medusa's head and thrust it into the magic wallet. Over lands and peoples, the hero flew on and on, but now he saw a sight that made his heart beat fast with excitement and wonder. Fastened by chains to a cliff by the sea was a beautiful maiden named Andromeda, the daughter of Cepheus, king of the Ethiopians, and Cassiopeia. The oracle says that the sea god has sent a serpent to prey upon our people, and only her death alone can appease his anger. Perseus made a contract with Andromeda that she will be with him forever if he can save her from the serpent. Perseus bravely killed the serpent and saved Andromeda's life. In reward for his actions, a wedding was celebrated between Perseus and Andromeda. While the marriage feast was at its height, Andromeda's uncle Phineus entered and interrupted the celebration. The rioters went wild, weapons were hurled, and the feast turned into a battle. Phineus brought his men and fight over Perseus. Perseus realized that bravery could not withstand the number against him. So, without a doubt, he threw Medusa's head out of the wallet in front of his opponents. About 200 men became stony statues, including Phineus. When at the year's end, Perseus sailed home with Andromeda, King Polydictus would not still believe that he had actually slain Medusa. For the very last moment, Perseus showed Gorgon's head to cruel Polydictus. Perseus gave it most willingly to Athene, who kept it forever. Perseus went on to Argos to take part of games were being held in Larissa. When Perseus turned to throw the discus, he threw it so hard that it swerved to one side. It landed among the spectators and killed an old man, which happened to be King Acrisius. And there the games it was. The oracle which Acrisius had received in Delphi was strangely fulfilled.